Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Peter Barber. I am primarily a professional opera singer, host of the podcast Vocal Arts with Peter Barber, and a member of the Bass Gang. And today we're going to be doing a first-time reaction and analysis of the new League of Legends World Anthem. This is called Gods, featuring NewJeans. This is written by a guy named Alex Seaver, or Mako, who wrote all the music for Arcane. Absolutely brilliant guy. And I love all the music for Arcane and League of Legends and everything surrounding it. So I'm very excited to check this out. Guys, this is a reaction and analysis, so I will be pausing at times to talk primarily about vocal technique, as that's where my expertise lies, but I also have produced a lot of music, and especially electronic music, in my past, so I also might comment on some things from the production side as well. Guys, please do like, subscribe to the channel, comment for the algorithm, and if I am enhancing your listening experience, which is my whole goal, please do consider joining my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Without further ado, let's check out this video that 12 hours after release has 5 million views. There is a little text thing from a dubstep show I was watching that I need to remove from the screen. Let me see if it goes away. It does go away. Amazing. All right, here we go. Okay, God. Okay, you know what I'm going to do first? I do this sometimes for videos. I'm going to watch it all the way through. I usually only do this for Bass Gang videos, but I'm going to watch it all the way through and then come back and analyze stuff. Let's see how that goes.
This is what you came for. Blood on the game bow. Everybody drop it like rainfall. This is your moment. Eyes on a puppet. Can't think, chest just open. And they're singing your praises. La la la. Screaming your name. La 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 la. One more step, you're immortal now. 'Cause once you play God, once you play God, they're gonna crumble one by one. Then we gonna ride right into the sun like it's the day my kingdom come. Baby, where? Hey, welcome to the big show. Next on the ladder is your name in the rafters. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Moment of silence. Bad guy woke up and chose violence. And they're singing my praises. La la la. Screaming my name out loud, loud, loud. This is why we're immortal now. 'Cause once you play God, once you play God, they're gonna crumble one by one. Then we gonna ride right into the sun like it's the day my kingdom come. Baby, where?
Love that breakdown.
I'm on my knees, pray for glory. Anyone read this underdog story? I can't lose myself.
boy. Oh my gosh. Oh, what is this? Is this all the competitors here? Yo, okay. League of Legends does it again. Shout out to Mako for producing another banger. It's so well produced. God, the 808s, the drums, the kicks, all the synths are so crisp and clear, and everything's punchy and just seamlessly put together. I guess this is NewJeans on the vocal. Perfect vocal for this song. Absolutely just like soaring above everything. There's a clarity to the voice. There's an edge to it. There's an intensity to it. Reminds me a lot of Burn It All Down featuring Paris. Just like a super hype song. Immediately going on the gym playlist for sure. Let's go back and talk about the vocals and the production side. Let's dig in there. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that straight through. I usually actually almost never do that. The only time I do that is for Bass Gang stuff because I'm in that group and I like watching it all the way through. Purely for selfish reasons. For the first time, it's very cool to see a big project come together. Anyway, let's see what's going on here. So we're in E flat minor to start off. Obviously, we're starting off with a huge kick, and we're starting off with these kind of like hero choir, epic vocals in the background, right? This like chanting style vocal. God, God, God. And I think at least a couple octaves. And there are harmonies in there too, but the that melody is much clearer than the harmonies, for sure. There's also just like a bunch of like air and like high frequencies surrounding it, so it sounds. That is part of what gives it that epic feel. It's what gives a lot of bite to the sound. If you increase the harmonic content on the higher side, it gives it a bite and a squealo to it, as we call that in the opera world. But this is kind of unrelated to the voice. This is related to the post-processing. It's very bright and kind of airy sounding. It's also definitely being doubled by some synths and perhaps some string instrumentation as well, kind of doubling all the vocals. God. That was something really high. What are we doing in E flat? God. So that would have been an A flat. B flat. B flat. We hear a B flat 5 from one of the sopranos, almost soprano high C.
This is what you came for. Blood on the game bow. Everybody drop it like rainfall.
So this is so on the production side, this is a great technique to not give away too much too fast, where instead of having like a sustained boom, boom, it's much shorter, and then the bass line is gone for like a few bars, and then it comes back with another 808 kick. This allows you later to the song to rev up intensity and kind of rev up the wall of sound to add a bass line consistently, because right now it's missing that whole bottom part of the frequency spectrum. If you just get a kick, we get that bottom part for a second, but then it's gone. So it sounds very empty. A song without a bass line sounds very thin and empty, and it's a great production tool to kind of plan your climax of the song, add more and more and more until it's this big crazy wall of sound that we get a bit later. It also allows, if you take away that bass line, it allows more focus to be given towards the lead vocalist when NewJeans comes in. Let's talk about her.
Hey, this is what you came for. Blood on the game bow. Everybody drop it like rainfall. This is your moment. Eyes
just like, recorded on some incredibly nice mic. Just like such high quality vocal sampling, just like or high quality vocal recording. So she's singing up, pure chest voice, F sharp 4. So like that's getting towards the top of my chest range, obviously for this female vocalist. Very easy, very comfortable, upper middle, but not upper range, and just so crystal clear and really good vocal fold closure. It's a very pure tone. She is throwing in a couple like vocal fry things here and there, which I always love. It's a different color, it's a different timbre, keeps it interesting, right? Keeps us guessing as to what vocally she's gonna do next. Everybody. So right at the start of everybody, there's like a little vocal fry.
Hey, this is what you came for. Blood on the game bow. Everybody drop it like rainfall.
Right before that second phrase too, she just like has a little vocal fry.
Blood on the game bow. Everybody drop it like rainfall. This is your moment. Eyes on a puppet. Can't think, chest just open.
Eyes on a puppet, and then another vocal fry, and goes up to that A flat 4, and then so up to the A flat 4, then another vocal fry down at the bottom.
A moment, eyes on a puppet, can't think, chest just
Love it.
open, and they're singing your praises, la la la, screaming.
So now you can see what I was talking about with the wall of sound. We're still not getting a low bass part yet, but the kind of low middle instrumentation just filled out, and instead of feeling empty, it's all coming at you now. And also singer goes higher, which is great. If the singer's too low, this is a troublesome thing about being a bass when doing any kind of non-classical singing, is it's tough to not make the mixes muddy because bass frequency takes up so much room in the mix from an audio engineering standpoint. It's much easier to mix a voice if it's higher and clearer, like this singer is. So when more instruments come in, she goes higher.
Open, and they're singing your praises, la la la.
All the way up to B4, almost tenor high C there.
Just open, and they're singing your praises, la la la, screaming your name, la 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 la. One more step, you're immortal now. 'Cause once you play God, they're gonna.
So let's talk about that build up. Great technique for build up is you obviously can increase the frequency of kicks, This humans have a physiological response to things rising in pitch and things getting faster. It actually revs up our system. But a great technique is to build, and then right before the drop, you actually cut everything for a second. And so it's like this moment of suspension, and then it drops. Something dubstep producers use a lot. I just went to the biggest dubstep festival in the world a couple weeks ago called Lost Lands. And the thing that all the producers are doing now, which they didn't used to do, is they build, suspend, and then you think the drop's coming, and they make you wait even longer. So they'll drop with like some higher frequency instruments, and then like a couple bars later, then the bass will come in, and it's like, it's just like it keeps suspending you, and it keeps elevating the experience. So that's what they're doing here. Build, cut it out for a few seconds, then it drops.
One more step, you're immortal now. 'Cause once you play God, they're gonna crumble one by one. Then we gonna ride right into the sun like it's the day my kingdom come. Baby,
There's another one where it cuts out. We're not even getting super low bass here. It's like, it's like in my pretty relatively comfortable vocal range. It could go much lower. You can create subs. You can create intelligible subs like an octave lower than that probably. So that's another technique because, again, the lower you go, it's harder for humans to hear it. So to make it a good response, to make it impactful, you have to boost it so much that it just takes up so much space in the mix. So if you can keep your subs and bass a little bit higher, you'll be able to put more of that, you'll be able to put more volume into your track at the end of the day without distorting anything. These guys know what they're doing. My God. See, again, they expect to hit it on the 1, and they delay it just for a hot second. Also, I like the snare in this they're using in this. It's like a snare and a clap kind of at the same time. It's not a big punchy drum snare that you'd get in like a dubstep song. It's cool because a lot of these songs that League of Legends puts out, they have dubstep qualities to them, but they're like geared towards a more pop audience. So they're like, they kind of hit hard and they're like pretty intense, and there's like these cool synths and cool basses like a dubstep song, but like it's kind of much more appealing to more people. Dubstep is a very kind of niche genre where not that many people listen, but the people that do listen are obsessed with it. So it's kind of a brilliant mix of like pop and like dubsteppy style things. Right? Wow. Like shit like that. I recognize that hammer. I do want to, I'll wait. We'll go forward and then I'll talk about her vocals in the next chorus because I think they're pretty similar.
Next on the ladder is your name in the rafters.
Like that. I love that. Those are like bass drums, but they're actually like pretty high. I think they're up around there. Pitched kind of like they're like pitched 808 kind of sounds.
Hey, welcome to the big show. Next on the ladder is your name in the rafters.
They're EQ'd like a bass thing, so you hear the bass part of that sound, but it's not actually that bassy. It's not actually that low. But that is one change we have from the first verse. Those weren't existing in the first verse. Now, same method of bass kick and then the bass stops. So clearing out headroom. You want the choruses to be more intense than the verse. Great. But now there's some added movement to kind of keep it interesting. Like add even if you're keeping the arrangement free in a sense to build it back up, they're still adding things to make it more intense, more interesting, more movement than the first verse. Up and shows violence. Listen to how the vocal gets split, and it's multi-tracked vocally, so you get some vocals in the left and right ear, and you get the lead vocal right in the middle. On harmony. I like that. Up to E flat 5. Now the singer, NewJeans, obviously flips into a lighter mechanism, a head voice, called an M2 phonation as opposed to M1, which is chest voice dominant. M2 is lighter. Really just the edges of the vocal folds are vibrating instead of all the whole mass of the vocal folds. And if less trained than the chest voice, it generally does tend to get breathier and airier, and this is what we hear from this vocalist, is when she pops up to the head voice, it gets a little breathier, a little more air comes through the sound, but a very cool effect and kind of unexpected. All chest voice. It's a B flat. Okay. So NewJeans just took that lighter mechanism up to a high B flat 5, almost a soprano high C. And of course, during those choruses, heavily multi-tracked. It's like a chorus of NewJeans. It's like a bunch of her singing all together, pan, but it's like an army of her voice singing all different harmonies and stuff like that. As opposed to during the verses where it's just pretty much just her voice right in the middle, one voice.
I'm on my knees, pray for glory. Anyone read this underdog story? I can't lose myself again. Help me lose this heart.
I love this bridge section because all the drums and percussion are taken away, and it's very much more cinematic and kind of orchestral. You get to hear a bit clearer, like there's a very clear like trumpet sample or trumpet like synth. There's of course lots of strings. It's just very epic sounding, but it remains epic and exciting while giving us a break from the 808s and the kicks and the snares before we go back into this final chorus, where that's when everything kind of comes together and it's the most, kind of epic part of the song.
Read this underdog story. I can't lose myself again. Help me lose this heart.
And also you'll notice a lot of the stuff is very high and she's actually singing lower in this moment. So they're clearing out space in the mix for NewJeans to drop into her low chest range. Let's see how low that is.
I'm on my knees, pray for glory. Anyone
My Siri, why does Siri just all of a sudden feel the need to respond to something you're saying? Like you don't touch any buttons. She's just like, sorry, I didn't catch that. And you're like, I wasn't talking to you, mofo.
I'm on my knees, pray for glory. Anyone read this underdog story?
B flats.
Can't lose myself again. Help me lose this heart.
So an octave higher than that, because I'm a bass, I'll sing it lower. D, she gets down to an E flat, that is impressively low for a female vocalist to remain resonant down there. She might have used morning voice to get down there, but it sounds great. It has a nice richness to it.
Help me lose this
Only ways that
I'm brave. Once you play good, but once you play God, they're gonna crumble one by one. Then we go right into the sun, like it's the day my kingdom come. Once you play God,
Oh, that was new. Those drums that came into that section.
it's the day my kingdom come. Once you play God, once you play God, they're gonna crumble one by one. Then we go right into the sun, like it's the day my kingdom come. Baby,
I take back what I said about the chorus being a chorus of just her vocals. It's that whole chorus we heard in the first section of this song. They are singing along with her. She is still multi-tracked, but they are the main army of voices happening during the chorus, with, of course, NewJeans still being at the forefront. Would like to redact my previous statement. You can hear their male voices in that chorus pretty clearly. Last thing is just that this chorus is slightly extended. It's very common. I don't think it's double the length, but that is very common in commercial music to just double the length of the last chorus to extend the length of the song. But this isn't quite doubled. It's like tagged. Another very cool thing to do is build it up at the end, almost like you're going to drop it again, and just leave it. Very cool. I love that. That's a very cool. It's called a riser. Is that effect you use when it's like a leading up to a drop? That's called a riser. A short version of that, if you have like a, that's called an uplifter. Just terms for you guys to use whenever you're listening. With the increased drums.
Once you play.
Yup. Oh. All right, y'all. That's the full, extensive but not exhaustive musical breakdown of the new World Anthem for League of Legends. Something very cool that is incredibly unofficial, and therefore I can't really at all make an announcement, but I might be getting a bit closer with League of Legends in the next few months, which would be absolutely unbelievable if these things were to come to pass. But that's all I'll say for now. Until then, Mako, brilliant job, you musical genius. I love everything you do. Shout out to League of Legends. Shout out to Arcane for introducing me to this world and this music. And also, I didn't mention it because I generally focus on the music, but incredible animation. I'm such a sucker for good, cool animation. I don't know much about League of Legends. I didn't play it growing up, so you're not going to hear me commenting on the characters and stuff, aside from noticing Jace's hammer at some point in there. But incredible animation, just amazing. I'm so glad that this quality of music gets so much attention. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Hope you gained appreciation for this music. That's my whole goal. Please do like, subscribe, leave a comment for the algorithm. Anything else you'd like me to analyze. And consider joining my Patreon family. I'd love to have you there. One more thing. I have done my own fully professional music video for a cover of Enemy by Imagine Dragons, also affiliated with Arcane, of course. And I just did an actual video for Enemy, like the original one. I hadn't done it. I should have done it. It's been one of my favorite songs since it came out. But I finally did it. If that's available, I'll link it here. If not, it'll be coming out very soon. So, guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.